Hi, welcome once again. In our last video, we looked at the library, and to be specific, we were looking at the how you can use the sample patterns provided by Actual in your project. Today, we're going to look at some of the default ones and then how to create your own libraries, and also what kind of libraries you might need in your in your project. First of all, once you download this Actual, so you already have this as a default uh, libraries which are common, like these that you can use, and then you have the dynamic and the form part. So you will realize that I have multiple of them here. So these are things that you need to download and install. So to do that, you just go here and then browse library. This will take you to the actual library collections. Some people are selling their library they have prepared, but I mean, once you are doing this actual project or prototyping, the most important thing you need are the icons. And basically, nowadays with the user patterns, which we checked in the last video, you don't need most of these because it's the same thing that these ones have. So I'll concentrate basically on these icons. So to get Font Awesome is one of the best ones with almost Font Awesome and Google Material, for example. So let's just go through one of them and then you know how to. So first thing to do, if you click on it, there's a clear steps how to do it. So you first download this and you have a, if I just take you through here, so you will get download like that, and then you have to extract. Let's just check it this way. So once you are done, you have to extract that one, and then you find inside this OTFS you find this font which I already have. Just double click on them and install. In this case I have them, so I'll not install them again, and then I'll just close it. So once you have installed all of them, the next step is to restart your Actual so that the font will take effect from there. The next step is to, once you have opened it, you have to copy this, and then in your Actual, just click on share and then font, and then here you can then, once you click, you can label this as font, let's say all from FA, and then you put the CSS link here. That's it. You can just publish it for this to take effect. And then the next thing is to download the actual Font Awesome library icons. So that will be, if we go back to the if we go back there, so we've done this third part, and then the next thing is to download this actual Font Awesome library, and then just download like that, go back to your Actual, go to the library, and then add local one. Once you click here, you just take it and then load it. I already have done it, so there's no need. Just click and then that, and you will see it in this case. If after doing these steps that we went through, you should be able to see something like this. I think I have done it twice, so maybe I should delete one. Okay, so now that's how to get it. But in this case, I'll say that the most probably the most important ones you need to consider are the icons. Those are the most important things you might need in your project. So other than that, the rest are just, and then maybe a few things here. If you're doing anything on a mobile, maybe you can also get some of these things to your library as well. Aside that, I don't see, maybe bootstrap might also be okay. They are selling it, so I don't see the need to do that. I think what you have in what we just mentioned there should be enough. And then the next thing is that aside this, you might want to create your own library. So let's say that um, your team is creating, let's say, this website, Laria website, and there are common elements that you want your team members to use, and for that you want to create them as a library so that everybody can just drag and drop into their project wherever they are working. And this is a typical example. So I want to create this button so that other team members can easily use it. Okay, for the sake of this, I'll just try to get the color of this one somewhere. So just click there, select this, and this is the color code, for example. And then let's go back. So to create your own library, I'll just click here, and then of course you can create team library, but this, let's for this exercise, let's just use this one. Let's just save this one as tests. And this is not a library, it's what we were creating, but we didn't create anything basically. So now we are in the library mode. So here you can create as many let's just, for the sake of this, try to do something here. So first, what are we doing? What is this one? So this is a button. You can rename it. So maybe we can put it as primary button. Okay, and here let's just take it as 200 by, let's say, 70. A huge button like that. And then the corners, so once you select, you click here, you have possibility to define, this is the border or the corners. So it's 5, and we can just switch it off to 0. So now it's square. Select it again, and then there are other stuff like, okay, padding for the text that you place inside. And then from here we can then of course increase the border a little bit, maybe 3 or 4 should be fine. If we look at it from here, seems to be a little bit bigger, so this should be fine. And then the color, we can change it to that. So that's the color, and then we can put, let's see, was it more news? So more news. Okay, and maybe I'll just put it as 18. And then let's say there was an arrow, but for now, for this, let's just go ahead with it. So what I can do now is I can just do right click on it and say effects. So what do I want to do here is that I'll just fill this color, that is on mouse over. I want to fill this color with this, and that should be fine. So once this is selected, interaction, we are applying mouse over effect. So let's try to preview this one and see what it is. So you see, like that. So it's not exactly what is here. I haven't gone that detail, but just to show you this. So once this is done, I can save this library. Okay, so you can actually create a lot. So once we have this one, I can you can create as many, but for now let's just use this as an example and then save as. So mind you, you always see that the library has this green file, so let's put it as bottom in this case, and then we just put it to downloads. So now I'm going to get out of this, or maybe just upload it here. So I'll just put it here and then add from the library. That's bottom there, add it. So now if I'm doing, so now you can see that we can select bottom from here. And now if I just go on to a new project, so this is the page 1, and here I'm going to do this as a, let's say, mobile version. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to just put some image there, select everything there, and let's just drag and drop some image into this one just for the sake of the demonstration. So let me look for something that is suitable for this exercise. Okay, downloads. Okay, let's just use this one here. Of course, you can always use this and then double click on it, and then you should be getting the same thing I'm doing. Okay, I need this to go a little bit. Okay, like that. Okay, and then I need to cut the outside from there. So just right click and say crop. And I'll drag this here. Drag this one there. Then top here. And then I'll just say cut. Control X. And then I'll delete this one and place what I just, the cut back. And from here I can then look for the bottom that I just created. So let's place the bottom here, and maybe I'll just change the name to be this page, for example, and then I'll create another page. So I need to be here, create a second page. Okay, so second page, there is, let's see, this is there, and here I can just, let's just put any image there, all of them, and then just place anything. Okay, and then I can just put again some, let's look for the, so here this is again, look for some back bottom or something, or just write a text back. So just for the sake of this, let's just put a bottom there, or maybe this, and just write there back. So once we are clicking on this, we need to add interaction. So on click, then we want to open page 1. And then when we are back here, if we click on this, where do we want to go? On click, open page 2. So this is a quick interaction. And now if we preview this one, so if I mouse over that one, and then I can click and then back here, and then I can click and then back here. So that is how to create your own library and then import it back and then be using them in your project. And that's a similar thing that I'm sure I've done with this sample UI patterns. Also with the font awesome. So if I take any icon from here, let's say Facebook, Let's take this for example. And I know that Facebook mostly the color is blue, so I'll just put it here, and then maybe if I want to change this. Okay, so now because this side is white, so maybe I could even just in this case look for the and drag something here. That's the heading, and then select this one, and then send both to back. So this will be visible now. Okay, I should always to make it the ratio proportional. Shift and then drag. So something like that. So basically you can once you get them here, then the last thing to mention here is that if you have your own images which you want to use, and it's not images that are in any of these font awesome, let me show you how to do that one. So a typical example, I have one example here. Let's just take this quickly. I have these images. So first of all, to bring image here in Actions straight away and then be able to change colors and format it, it needs to be in SVG format, which means that if your image happens to be PNG or JPEG, you can go online, use any online tool and say convert to SVG. Once you do that, and then you have your images or icons like this, just drag and drop them here. And as you can see now, when I click on this, let me see, I'm unable to, oh, that was the shadow. So here I'm unable to change the colors, but if I right click and say that I need to convert this one to SVG. Just a second, let me place this one here. So transform image to SVG. But before then, let me just make this one a little bit smaller like that. So right click and then transform to SVG. Once I do that, then immediately you see that there's possibility to change color. So if I want this to be blue, I'll just change and it's now blue. So again, even if you don't have it in any the logo or the icon you are looking for is not there, you can just bring in as SVG and convert it this way and start using it. I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.